You've tamed the voices in your head. You've put your courage to the test. Laid all your doubts.
Hi everyone, and welcome from your Intuition Queen to a new episode of Intuitive Queens podcast. How are you all doing? I'm doing great. We only have 2 colors left to conclude this series about colors. So feel free to let me know if those have been helpful for you, if you found some good insights, if you got curious about knowing what colors energy you have in your chart or anything about that. I also hope you enjoyed last week's episode with Katie Hess, who talked about the healing power of flowers and the colors and all of that. It was such an amazing conversation that we had. If you missed it, please go check it out because it was fantastic and so insightful. Okay, right. So we have 2 colors left, and today we're talking about magenta, which is pink, which is, as you guys know, my favorite color at all from forever. You know that my favorite color always been purple and pink, but magenta has been the favorite color, I guess. Although I think it depends on the times, but they both are in my color chart, so it doesn't really matter. However, this color for me, it's extremely important because I have it twice in my color chart. It's the energy I was born with, and it's the energy of my life mission. It's the energy of my start, and it's the energy of my ending. And if I think about it, and I think about the meaning of it, and I think about my life and all of the choices that I've made and I am making, I can see the sense. I can see why I was born with those 2 colors at the beginning and at the end of my color chart. It is such a powerful energy, and I'm going to be talking to you about this. You might be able to see, if you've been following me for a while, if you follow what I say, what I talk about, if you have worked with me, you are probably able to see these energies playing up in my field, in the way I am, in what I talk about, in what I am about. And if you do, I'd love for you to let me know if you think this resonates with what you have felt I'm about, right? Okay, so let's dig deep into this color and let's understand what this color is about. So magenta and gold, which is going to be next week's color, are the only 2 colors that I use in color therapy, but they're not related to any chakras. So this episode is only going to be about what magenta means in color therapy. Of course, then the energies can be used when you're doing chakra healing or chakra balancing and stuff, but they're mostly related to color therapy. So magenta is a color that wants you to assess your life. It's a color that wants you to understand what's going on in your life. We often live our life on autopilot, and this is maybe because we're too busy or there's too much going on. But we're also always evolving, that we want it or not, and therefore, in the evolution process of our lives, there are things that at some point we won't need anymore. There are situations that we won't need anymore. There are people that we won't need anymore, or maybe there is too much chaos going on in our lives, and that's why we feel like we cannot make a decision or we cannot move forward. And this energy is there to ask you, okay, so stop for a second, assess your life, figure out what needs to be released and what you want in your life, and then take a step forward. It really is a very pragmatic energy, in my opinion, because it really is there to tell you, okay, calm down. Everything is figure outable, like Marie Forleo says. And this is an energy that wants you to just clarify what's going on in your life, which is something that we can always do. It's a matter of taking time to want to do that, right? So when you figure out and you assess your life, then you're also able to see what it's holding you back. As I mentioned earlier, oftentimes we keep going when we have so much going on. We don't realize there are things that are holding us back. Maybe it's physical things, maybe it's mindset, maybe it's emotions that we haven't dealt with. Maybe it's people in our lives. Maybe it's situations we don't want to let go of. And this is necessary. It's like if you do an inventory of your life and you figure out, okay, I worked for so many years, for 12 years in the property business when I was in London. And when you do an inventory of a property, then you can see what belongs to the landlord and what belongs to the tenant, right? And or everything that belongs to the tenant at the end of the tenancy has to go, right? And the same is for you. Take stock of what's going on in your life and what needs to be thrown away. And those can be situations, emotions. Okay, you cannot throw away emotions, but you can deal with them. And you can really figure out why they're still bothering you, where they're still holding you back. It's about time to really take a good look at yourself and decide how you want to move forward. Decide if you want to stay in a situation that is holding you back, or if you want to move on. And if you want to move on, what is it holding you back? Who is holding you back? What physical thing is holding you back, right? So apply this to your life, but sometimes it is living in a certain place that is holding you back. Maybe it's a certain person. Maybe it's a certain job, a certain situation. There are so many things that oftentimes we keep there, but they need to be released. So this is the energy of decluttering, obviously. And if you know anything about Feng Shui, they tell you that physical things actually have an energy, and if you accumulate things that you don't need, you just accumulate stuck energy. So whenever you feel like you're stuck in your life or you cannot move forward, look around your house, you look around your room, look around your office. What can be thrown away? What clothes have you not worn for like years maybe? What are things that you keep there as a memory, but really there is no reason for you to keep them there, and you can just let them go? So this is the energy that wants you to move forward, and it's going to push you to do that often, depending obviously where you have it in your chart. As I said to you at the beginning, for me, it's my energy. It's the energy I was born with, and the energy of my life mission. So there is no escape for me in this constant need to move forward, declutter, change. And if you've known me for a long time, if you've been following me for a long time, you know I always talk about how friendships are not there to stay forever. Not all of them, maybe some, but not all of them. And this is a topic I often talk about with my clients, because they feel guilty to let go of certain people. But as we evolve, we need to be surrounded by people that want to evolve with us, or that are evolving in a similar way. And oftentimes, I don't know, a schoolmate or when you were 5 years old is not